Oh, hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another video. Thought I'd do a quick video on, well, not really a quick video, but a near full-length, sped-up video on painting my first BattleTech figure. I've had some BattleTech miniatures in my collection for some time, already primered and ready to go, and I thought, I would spend the weekend just a couple of hours working on it, and the Atlas was the first candidate. So anyways, this is just me going through my process in terms of how I wanted to paint it, in terms of coloration. I chose the idea of mercenaries for my BattleTech figures. For the most part, I may do some kind of a faction where everything is the same color, but I'm still learning the lore, which is huge. But yeah, I mean, I've been trying to dive into all the Catalyst related materials that I've got so far from the starter sets, and I did back the Mercenaries box set as well, so I will be working on those at some point. But yeah, sit back and enjoy me painting this figure for the first time, and hopefully it turns out, well, at least you saw a little bit of it at the beginning there. So hopefully when I went through my process, you'll pick up some useful tips and maybe try it yourself if you're just getting into BattleTech. It's definitely a rich game in terms of, well, there's the two versions. There's the classic BattleTech and Alpha Strike, sorry, and lots to collect, basically. Yeah, once I had the red painted, the red arm painted, I went on to Black Legion contrast paint, and yeah, let's take all the tape off and let's see how I did without making any accidental mistakes on the rest of the main body, and move on to the next stage. So I decided to cover the red arm with tape so I can go on to the green color. I'm using Militarum contrast paint, Militarum green contrast paint for the main part of the body, and I'm still trying to convince myself that I like contrast paint. So I just need more practice and more time to use it properly. And that just comes with practice. But so far, I really like red as a contrast paint. It always seems to look really good. But some of the other colors, I need work to get used to it a little bit more. But yeah, again, with practice and yeah, just getting a good process down. what I'm trying to do here is not totally pull it in all areas. You can put way too much on, and it's a bit of a headache to move it around quickly enough. So I'm using a medium-sized brush to put it in areas that I wanted. And in the figure, there's like gaps, I guess you can call it, where you can paint up to the line and take a break and move on to something else. So I let the green dry for a little while, and then I went back to using the black Legion contrast paint for the eye sockets and some of the details on the back of the figure, areas especially where I'm planning on painting with like metal colors basically. And I've always liked using a base black or something darker to paint over top. So yeah, in this case, the Black Legion contrast paint is definitely the way to go. Yeah, and I'm just using the black contrast paint to go over the mechanical areas. Again, anything that's going to be painted lead belcher to look like exposed metal. So I got the areas that I wanted painted black, and now I'm going to use lead belcher to, put the unpainted metal bits into place. And you don't really need a lot, just a little bit on the end of the brush to get it in all the nooks and crannies that you painted black, basically, and should turn out pretty good. I do mark the bottom. I have been marking the bottom of my figures because I'm not entirely sure of all the weights for these things and the tonnage. So it's just easier for me to remember the size that model, I guess the model that fits into in terms of group. So yeah, I just simply wrote on the bottom what the name of the figure is, because some of them I forget pretty quickly. And just to remember like how big they are in terms of weight. So yeah, I actually haven't played a game of BattleTech just yet. So I'm hoping sometime after I get some of these figures painted up and get them on the table, I should be able to put in some games. But an atlas, a lot of the artwork online, they seem to have skull faces. So I really like that that idea. So I decided to give it a try for me, and the way I approached it was like as if the pilot actually painted it on himself. He got up on a big ass ladder or something and went all the way up to the head and just started painting it with a roller. I don't know. So I decided to use a little bit of stippling effect to just paint on the face and keep some of the details, like some of the green, showing a little bit like underneath. And yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty good doing it that way. And it's actually a method I quite enjoy. It's a lot easier to be a little messy, I guess. But you know, after that, yeah, you know, I thought it looked pretty good. And here I'm just touching up some of the red arm with the green tape. It did take some of the paint off a little bit. It actually looked pretty good, a little bit more of a wear than anything. I was going to keep it, but yeah, I decided to clean it up, just go over the details again. Yeah, and then for the lead belcher, I ended up using Null oil over top of everything, just really bring it all together, and seems to be the most natural or normal thing to do when you get lead belcher or metal parts. Put some Null oil over top. I did decide to do a little bit of highlighting, I guess, or more like filling in some of the green color. I used the Lauren Forest to just add a little bit of green paint to some parts of the model. But with the contrast, you know, it does sort of give it like natural highlighting all by itself. So in a way, I mean, that's the idea of speed paint, is just to give you a one-step, you know, shade and highlight at the same time. So it's up to you how you want to do it, but I decided to add a little bit of color in some of the places there. So yeah, for the face, the skull face, I went over it with Earth. Oh man, Earthshade. I can't say it. Earthshade. Let's put it that way. Just a Citadel shade to kind of give it a bit of a dirty look again, and not too dirty, but dirty enough to look like it's been in battle, and not a pure white skull face. Basically, it was what I was going for. So at this point, I had this brilliant idea where I wanted to make it look kind of like an Iron Warriors figure in a way. So I decided to try and paint yellow stripes on the left shoulder pauldron, basically. And I kept it in the video because, you know what, painters make mistakes. I'm actually just trying to relearn everything again. So yeah, I put it in there, and you'll see what happens, but yeah, I mean, I didn't get the angle the way I wanted it. I felt like basically I need practice, and this was the first attempt, so why not just try it out and see how it looks. You know, of course, if you don't like something, you can just correct it and go back over top of it later on, but anyways, I mean, let me know what you think. Should I have kept it? Should I maybe re-add it back to the figure? I should have actually painted the stripes on the lower part. I was originally thinking the left lower leg, so I thought it would give it sort of a contrast in the model. So I may go back and do that again at a later date, and probably will add some decals and some numbers and things like that. So you may see that in the future if I do update it, but for now, this is just the the base painting that I did on the figure. So I didn't quite like the yellow in the end, so I took the Black Legion contrast paint and just painted over top. I didn't have like a regular can or a jar of like black paint, acrylic paint, so I just used the contrast, and it actually covered it up, and it was totally fine. So after I did all the corrections on the shoulder, I decided to add some damage pieces to it, and damage parts, basically. So I put lots of lead belcher all over the model to kind of give it a worn look where I could. So I put damage on the front, the head, the back, like pretty much everywhere, really. Because in battle, I mean, the mechs are gonna get hit, so I mean, you might as well just damage the heck out of it, right? And so for the base, I just started layering on different paints. I used Skeleton Horde to give it sort of a dirty color over top of the gray rocks. Basically, I put sand on the bottom of the model, and what better way to dirty that up was to use some shades. So I just used some contrast paint to paint in the model, and then the edging, I just went back on it over top of everything with the Black Legion contrast paint. And there you have it. This is the final result of my first BattleTech figure that I've ever painted. Definitely, I think it turned out pretty good. I think next one I'm going to do, I might try to do more like dry brushing and maybe some other, like a different method altogether. But for this one, I thought, let's give it a try and see what we can learn from it, and hopefully do a little better in the future. But stay tuned for more.